It's cold here in Virginia, about 32 degrees, and the winds are blowing. And I got excited in my spirit. I said, yes, God, blow out the old to bring in the new, right? I'm all about that. You know, sometimes we have to get rid of old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things in order to begin to operate in a new level, in a new way. And I just hear Father saying that He's doing a new thing in your life. And so catch the wind of His Spirit and allow Him to breathe new life in you, to allow Him to breathe new hope in you so that you can move forward. I was reading in Isaiah, and it says, forget the former things. Do not dwell on past things. And some of you out there are dwelling on the past. You're dwelling on, you have regrets, you're thinking about maybe some of the decisions you made that you are disappointed with. And I'm just wanting to encourage you to let them go. Think about when you're driving a car, and if you are constantly looking in your rearview mirror, guess what? You're not going to be able to see clearly how to move forward. So I want to encourage you to use your energy to move forward and stop looking in the rearview mirror, right? Now, I haven't always felt this way. I mean, I am so grateful for where I am in my life right now. But there were decisions I made a few years ago that helped me get to this place. So I want to encourage you, you have the power to change your life. No one else can do it for you, but you do have the power within you with God's help to do it. Now, a few years ago, I was sitting at my kitchen table in my old house. I had just had a wonderful Christmas with all my adult children, and they had all returned to their respective homes. My husband had returned to work. And I was sitting at my kitchen table, and felt like I was sitting in a tomb of silence, which mirrored how empty I felt my life was at the time. In fact, I put my head at the table and I cried, because I felt this pain inside of me. And I said, Lord, if I am in this same place next year, just put a gun to my head. Now, I realize that seems over dramatic, but I was so unhappy with my life. I was unhappy with my marriage, and I was very discontent. This is not where I saw myself at that particular age and stage in my life. And I think we need to be mindful of, I just believe that sometimes God allows discontentment and things like that, frustration, to help shift us. Now, I'm not saying run away from your problems, but I'm saying that those are sometimes clues that it's maybe time for us to look within and to say, well, how did I get here? What do I need to do to change, to shift out of this place into a new place? Now, I had been in ministry at that time for 10 years, working with women, empowering them to live fulfilled lives, hosting women's conferences, retreats, and I loved what I was doing. In fact, I thought I would be doing that probably for another 10 years. But all of that came to a screeching halt, something I wasn't expecting. But it was a few months before all that I had an opportunity to travel to Uganda, and I worked with a non-government agency helping kids who had been trafficked to be rehabilitated. And I worked in spiritual capacity and emotional healing area. It was such a life-changing experience for me that when I returned, I wanted to learn all I could about human trafficking, which began to shift me as I began to pray. I realized God was leading me to go back to college. Now, I tell you, going back to college in my 50s wasn't easy. It really wasn't, but it gave me the opportunity to find myself again. And it helped me decide also what I wanted my future to look like. I knew I didn't want my future to look like where I was, stuck where I was. So I moved in with my daughter, and she was my roommate, and most of my friends were half my age, college buddies in graduate school. And I tell you, that season helped me come alive again. It lifted my spirits. Now, if I had allowed fear to hold me back, I would have missed so many opportunities. And one was I had the opportunity to meet a wife of an ambassador, and we became friends. And she invited me to visit her and go on a safari. And I tell you, not only was the safari an adventure of a lifetime, but it was a dream I had in my heart. And the Lord had spoke to me a few years earlier that I would go on a safari. So it was an amazing thing, but I met so many people, and that evolved into me launching an anti-trafficking organization, raising awareness on human trafficking. Just because something is right for you in your life at one time doesn't mean it's right for you now. So I want to ask you, how are you feeling about your life and where you are? Is there something that you'd like to change, but you're afraid? I want to encourage you, don't let fear hold you back or stop you. If you have to, do it afraid. No matter how you're feeling right now with your situation, I believe that you're going to get through it. And also, you will use that to your advantage in the future. And it's amazing how those struggles that we go through make us stronger and help us to live the life that we're called to live in the future. So you have the ability and power to change your life. And I believe you're going to do incredible things with your life. I hope that I encourage you that. I'm so glad we have the opportunity to connect this way with Facebook Live, and it's something I'm still learning to do. So I appreciate you on this journey with me as I'm growing into this new skill set. And I just pray blessings on your day, and I just bless you with new hope, new beginnings, new life, and the courage to move forward. Love and blessings. Bye.